Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are having the last topic of our chapter number 4, that is an approximate method to solve the integral equation. And in this Fredholm integral equation, the special thing is this is having non-separable, or you can say the non-degenerate kernel. You can see here this kernel k of xt is not separable. K of xt right now is x e raised to power xt minus 1. Now approximating the kernel by the sum of the first three terms in its Taylor series. Whenever your kernel is not separating kernel, non-degenerate kernel, you can just approximate it by expanding it to first three terms using the Taylor series. X will be written as it is, and you know that e raised to power xt, its series is going to be 1 plus this xt plus xt square over 2 factorial plus xt cube over 3 factorial plus up to so on, and the last term minus 1 as it is. 1 and minus 1 will be cancelled out, and multiply the x inside and write only 3 terms. I'm approximating it to 3 terms. Now you can see the kernel is separable. Just plug in this kernel here in your this integral equation. So I just plug in this value of the kernel in place of x e raised to power xt minus 1 here. After plugging in here, I have split my integral into 3 parts, and after splitting it into 3 parts, I am taking my this integral. Just take the x variable outside, and whatever is left with this integral, take it as c1, c2, c3. So our c1, c2, 3 are given as this. Now I have to solve this c1, c2 and c3. So I'm going to plug in the values of y of t here, and y of t is going to be y of t et minus t square c1 minus t cube over 2 c2 minus t4 over 6 c3. Just plug in the values here. After plugging in the values, first of all, let's plug in for c1 and integrate the complete equation by using the limits of integration as well, and simplify this equation like this. So I got this equation 2. Similarly, from c2 and c3, the same way I did this right now here, you have to do for c2 and c3 as well, and get these equations. Equation 2, 3 and 4 are simultaneous linear equations having 3 variables c1, c2 and c3. So you can solve it using any method. Right now I am just suggesting you to solve it by matrices. You can even solve it using your calculator as well. I want to get the values of c1, c2 and c3. So I am going to write their matrices. First column for c1, second column for c2, third column for c3, and your right side values that you have here in equation 2, 3 and 4. This is your matrix A, matrix C, matrix B. If I move this matrix A on my right side, I will get A inverse B. And you know that how we find the A inverse? Adjoint of A divided by A determinant. So I have not solved it right now, this method. You know already how to find the adjoint, how to find the A determinant. This method is already you have solved in your FSE metric as well. So I am directly using the value here, multiply it with the B matrix, get the answer. After getting the answer, you can see this is your C1, this is the value of C2, and this one is the value of C3. So up till here, our chapter number 4 is ended. You need to be careful while attempting all these chapters, because you know all of these equations look similar. So you need to be careful when the equation is homogeneous, which method you are going to use. When it is non-homogeneous, which method you have to follow. When you have separable kernel, what you have to do. When your kernel is piecewise, what you have to do. When it's Volterra, when it's Fredholm, you need to be careful about the types of the integral equation. Then you will be able to figure out which method you are going to use. After chapter number 4, the methods are going to be more advanced and advanced. So practice all these chapters. I revised all these chapters for you. And now from now onwards, from chapter number 5, everything will be new for you. So you need to be careful while attempting those chapters. So keep watching my channel. You have to subscribe my channel as well, and you can share my channel with other students as well from other colleges. You know that MSc is in other colleges as well. So just share it with other students so that maybe many students can get help from it. Thank you so much.